Hi, welcome to my kitchen and cooking with kids. I'm Kristen from the Schreiner Memorial Library. We're going to be talking about rhubarb today, and we're going to be making rhubarb crisp. Nothing says summer like rhubarb. Rhubarb is actually a vegetable that grows from the ground, and so we're going to explore that a little bit. I got this recipe from Old World Garden farm.com, and the recipe is called Grandma's Rhubarb Crisp, and it is a classic. So I'm happy to show you how to make rhubarb crisp on our Facebook page. First of all, we need to wash our hands. So we're going to go wash our hands 20 seconds, and we'll go do that right now. Hi, this is Kristen from the Schreiner Memorial Library. We're going to be making some rhubarb crisp for cooking with kids. So we're out here picking rhubarb in the country, and I just want to show you where rhubarb comes from. This is an amazing patch of rhubarb from a friend's patch. And see how it grows. And here are some stalks. These are called stalks. And what we do is we just pull the stalk right from the plant. And this part right here is what we eat. But this is the top of the rhubarb, and that's what we need to discard. It's going to be delicious, folks. Stay tuned. So we're back home from the country, and we've picked our rhubarb. I had a couple of really giant hands full, but I wanted to show you a little bit about how to prepare your rhubarb before you cut it. So we've got our rhubarb here. I just wanted to show you that you cut the top off just like this, and then rhubarb can be kind of stringy, so I just kind of pull that top part off, and then the bottom part can be kind of muddy, and then I just cut that bottom part. And so then you'll have a stalk, and then this is the part of the rhubarb that you eat. So I have all of these stalks here, and this is just a tiny little bit of what we're going to be using. We're going to have to cut enough rhubarb to make 8 cups for our recipe, and that equaled to be probably about a good bag full. And I'll just continue cleaning this right here, and then we will get on with the rest of our recipe. Now that we've picked the rhubarb and we've cleaned the rhubarb, now it's time to chop the rhubarb. And what we want to do with rhubarb is just to slice it in small pieces. I guess you'd call this cubing, right? It works really well with a nice big knife like this, but if you just have a small one, it's no big deal. You just use less rhubarb. It just takes a little bit longer. So we want to chop 8 cups of rhubarb. And this is the last of it. Please be careful of your fingers. Sometimes rhubarb can be a little stringy, so sometimes it sticks together a little bit. And then here's the rest of the rhubarb that I cut. We're just going to add this to this bowl, and then we'll be ready. We'll have all of our ingredients ready for this rhubarb crisp. We're going to be needing 8 cups of rhubarb, white sugar, 1/4 cup of flour, and 1/2 teaspoon cinnamon for the bottom. And for the topping, 1 cup of flour, 3/4 cup of brown sugar, 1/2 cup of rolled oats, and 1/2 cup of melted butter. So the first step is to take your 8 cups of rhubarb, put them in a nice big bowl, and then add a 1/2 cup of white sugar. So here we have our stack of measuring cups. You find the 1/2 cup, and then you fill your 1/2 cup up. And then you level off the top. There's your 1/2 cup of sugar. And then you're going to need a 1/4 cup of flour. And this is our 1/4 cup measuring cup. Oops, I think I put some sugar in there. And then fill it up and level it off. Fill it up, level it off. Yep, there's your flour. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. And you'll see that all of your teaspoons are labeled. This is a 1/4 and this is your 1/2 teaspoon. So I will just level it off just like that. Good enough. Then we're going to want to mix that up with a spoon. So everything's coated. Your rhubarb is going to be a little bit moist from cutting it up, so it'll stick nicely. That flour will help to thicken the juices as it bakes in the oven. Rhubarb, when you taste this vegetable, it is quite sour, and so the sugar helps to sweeten it up, and then the topping, of course, will have more sugar. Okay, that looks pretty good. You'll need one of these baking dishes. It's a 11 by 7 dish. And you just dump it all in there. As rhubarb bakes, it bakes down a little bit, so it might be very full right now, but after it comes out of the oven, it will probably shrink a little bit. It'll be nice and juicy and sweet. There's the bottom. And then we put this aside and we work on the topping. Get another empty bowl. And in here, we're going to add 1 cup of flour. So the same thing, fill it up. And then just level it off. Yep, that's a good 1 cup of flour. And so we want 3/4 cup of brown sugar. And because I don't have a 3/4 cup, and this is the 1/4 cup, I'm going to fill this up 3 times. So 3 1/4 cup equals 3/4 cup. And with brown sugar, you can kind of pack it in there real tight because it is quite packy. And then you just plop it in there.
Hello.
Just like so. There's 1/4. Two quarters. And 3/4. Wonderful. There we go. There's your 3/4 cup brown sugar. And then you'll need a 1/2 cup of rolled oats. So we're going to get our 1/2 cup right here. and scoop our oats. Just like that. Put her in. And then we've already melted our butter. This is 1 stick of butter melted in the microwave. And you see it's at half a cup. So 1 stick of butter equals half a cup. So I'm gonna pour this on top, and then we just mix it up. Some crisps call for melted butter, some call for just soft butter, but this one is melted. So when you're using the melted butter with the crisp, you can just kind of scoop it right on the top. This is going to be our topping. So I'll bring the rhubarb back. And then we just start putting the topping on the rhubarb. Kind of looks like you're dropping cookie dough. You just try and put it all around. If you feel like using your fingers for this, you can use your fingers. You've washed your hands already. So when we're done putting the topping on, all we have to do is put it in the oven at 375 for about 35 minutes. Nice, easy recipe for summer. Rhubarb is basically free if you can find it out in the country or in somebody's backyard. One of my favorite desserts. Okay, I am going to put this in the oven, and then we'll check back as soon as that dinger goes off. There's the timer. I can't wait to see our beautiful crunch. It smells delicious, guys. Look at how gorgeous that turned out to be. Rhubarb crisp. This is delicious with a little bit of ice cream. It's divine. Thanks for watching today. Bye.